What's up, you guys? Welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be doing a pretty big transformation, taking my client from her natural blondish grown out highlights hair and we're going to be turning her into copper. I'm so excited for this transformation because not only are we going to be doing this color transformation, but we're also going to be adding in Manelli hair extensions. So before we get into this video and I give you my little mini tutorial, make sure you hit that subscribe button, turn on all notifications so you don't miss a video. Now let's go ahead and get started. My client came to me looking for a major transformation. She wanted to change what she called her basic blonde hair into a copper shade, and I was all about it. She was definitely favoring more of the copper red side, so there's so many different shades of copper, so we really spent a good portion making sure we nailed down the right shade of copper for her, and something that was going to complement her too. And because she has that natural gray going on and also some new growth, I added in just a few highlights, more so around the face and a little bit on the top, just so that way we could add that dimension and bring those old highlights up just a little bit. I think it's really important to remember that when we're adding in hair extensions, we don't really have to add a bunch of highlights in areas where you're just not going to see them. We already knew we were going to be adding in about 3 rows on her, so there was just no need for me to put any on the underside. Plus, she wasn't planning on wearing her hair up in a ponytail, so I focused on adding in her highlights, which is my natural highlight placement technique that you can find inside Airbnb University. Now, once I got in her foils, I decided to mix up her permanent shade so that way we can cover up these grays. I decided to go in with a 20 volume at the root. Now, generally for this type of fine hair, I will opt in most of the time with 10 vol, but because we were doing red, the 20 vol was definitely going to add to the vibrancy. And you can even see here, like I'm even applying the color right onto that root area, even where the highlights are at, because everything is still going to be pretty rooted. All of the highlights I added in were just really lived in because I wanted to make sure that this was low maintenance in the sense of the dimension that we added in. I didn't want to take the highlights looking like they were growing right out of the root because we were already adding in a lot of high maintenance with the hair extensions as it was. So keeping her color as simple as possible, so that way she's just coming in every 4 to 6 weeks for a root touch up and then a mini hair extension move up. Now, while that was processing, I went ahead and took this opportunity to prep her hair extensions. Now, this is not the final box or packaging for Manelli hair extensions. This was from our beta launch that we did internally, and this is Yadira. She helps me with a lot of my projects. Now, this is the 16-inch CEO. It's a little rooted and it has these dimensional brunette and blonde highlights. This is our most popular shade we do in the salon. I utilize a total of 2 packs of the CEO and then 1 pack of the Moneymaker, which is a simple kind of warm brunette shade. We start out by washing them because all hair extensions come with some type of coating on it, and just to clarify, it will just kind of help remove that and prep it for the actual color so that way it lasts as long as possible. So what I'm doing here is prepping the CEO shade with our copper shade because, again, we want to mimic that dimensional copper that we're adding in on her actual hair, and this shade is going to give us that. Now, this is going to sound a little crazy, but I added in 2 different types of toners to these extensions just for different finishes, and this kind of can be a little contradicting, but I decided to go in with a more alkaline base for the bottom portion and a more acidic gel base for the rooted area. Don't ask me why I did that. I just knew in my brain that that's what I wanted, and they actually turned out really great. So here I'm washing out my client's hair and just doing one final color gloss just to give the overall appearance of that extra pop of copper red that we're trying to achieve, and it's going to tone her highlights as well. So I let that process for 20 minutes on damp hair. Now, if you're wondering what my formulations are at this point in the video, I definitely will be putting them down below in the description as well as at the very end of the video, so definitely stick around to watch. Now, here's a little glimpse of my hair extensions. You can see we got a really great match. That is what it's all about when we're doing the coloring. So the CEO and the Moneymaker did a fantastic job of mimicking what her overall end result is looking like. So we're going to be adding in a total of 3 rows because we were not only adding density, but we're also adding length. And because her hair is really fine and she really wanted that va-va-voom, I wanted to make sure that we gave her that. So doing the 3 rows was super imperative. Now here's a little glimpse of me ending the stitch. I wrapped the thread around
the needle 3 times and then make sure to keep that knot nice and close to the base. This is how I make sure that the end of the stitch is super seamless. Now, if you want to learn all of my hair extension secrets, I'm actually hosting an in-person hair extensions certification on January 20th, 2025. So if you want to check that out, make sure you head to my website, morellamanelli.com. And if you're an online girly, just make sure you head on over to hairbnbuniversity.com because I have a bunch of online tutorials that are super in-depth on how to install hair extensions. Now, the final stage to this transformation was the haircut. We started out by cutting the perimeter so that way we know exactly where we're starting. And now from here, I'm just kind of blending. And even before we do the blend, you can see we got a pretty amazing match. This looks so great, and we were able to capitalize more on the dimension with the extensions without actually highlighting her actual hair underneath. I know cutting hair extensions can be a little intimidating and overwhelming for a lot of hairstylists, but this is like my favorite part because you're really just seeing it all come together. Now, before I went in with any curling, I made sure that her hair extensions did blend in seamlessly while she was wearing her hair straight. And I always show my clients what it looks like, so that way they know I'm not trying to hide anything with some curls. So I did go in with some really large barrel curls. This is my favorite curling iron by T3. It's a single pass, I think 2-inch. It's a pretty big ass curling iron if you ask me, but it's hands down my favorite one. Like I mentioned, I'm going to put all of the formula and links to everything down below.
All right.
Wow.
There she is.
I said I'm a fucking goddess now.
You are a goddess.
That's right.
That's so good.
It is gorgeous.
Now, are you ready for her formula? We used Beyond Bond Lightener from Kenra for her highlights. And then for her gray coverage, I used Kenra Color 7CN with 20 volume. For her hair extensions, I used Danger Jones 6.46 and blended that into Moroccanoil Permanent 7.46. For the final glaze, I used Moroccanoil Color Calypso 7.46 with a splash of 8.6. And I really hope you love how this turned out. And if you do, please let me know down below in the comments.
It looks like I was born like this. And I bought this hair. With my money.
Yeah, that's right.
With my money.
It looks really pretty.
It does.
So I really hope you enjoyed this hair video, and if you did, please give this video a thumbs up. Make sure to subscribe, and like always, you can head on over to my website, morellamanelli.com, sign up for my newsletter, and learn all of the other ways that you can learn from me. You can also find me on my other social channels like Instagram, Facebook, and TikTok, all under Mirella Manelli. And if you want more tutorials like this, but way more in depth and knowing all of the secrets on how I work in hair, beauty, and business, make sure to check out hairbnbuniversity.com. Open enrollment is open for just a limited time, and I hope to see you in class, and I will see you in the next video.